for large white shell eggs reached $8 for a dozen. This is wholesale. Retail, it's higher than this. The previous all-time wholesale price was $5.46 back in December 2022.
The seas will rise over the next 400 years, 1/8 of an inch, you know. Which means basically you have a little more beachfront property, okay?
Donald Trump's diehard MAGA fans are irritated by his recent statement on the passing of former President Jimmy Carter.
Trump claims Taylor Swift got booed out of the Super Bowl stadium. Plot twist, she didn't. But you know who did? The Eagles. And last time I checked, Taylor Swift isn't an Eagle. So why is the former president making stuff up about pop stars? Spoiler alert, it's not because he's auditioning to be her backup dancer. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great. Thank you so much. Now back to the video. Well, folks, it looks like our favorite orange-tinted former president has found a new obsession. And it's not his usual diet of fast food and conspiracy theories.
And I know what the impact will be. People have been promised something by this Trump administration that he is not delivering.
We'll take a look at TikTok.
We're looking at TikTok. We may be banning TikTok.
We're not doing anything with TikTok.
Joe Biden is responsible for banning TikTok.
When you look at USAID, that's a fraud. The whole thing is a fraud.
Nope. Donnie's got his eyes set on a much bigger prize. Taylor Swift. That's right. The man who once bragged about grabbing things is now trying to grab some of that Swiftie spotlight. Trump's been tweeting about Taylor like a teenage fan who just discovered her music for the first time. But instead of asking for concert tickets or gushing about her latest album, he's busy making up stories about her getting booed at the Super Bowl. Spoiler alert, it didn't happen. The only thing that got booed at the Super Bowl was the Eagles' performance, and last time I checked, Taylor Swift wasn't an actual Eagle. But why is Trump so fixated on a pop star? Is he hoping she'll write a breakup song about him? "We are never ever getting back together" in the White House has a nice ring to it, don't you think? Let's take a closer look at Trump's tweets. It's like watching your grandpa try to use TikTok, but with the added spice of potential nuclear codes. He's out there claiming Taylor got booed when she was shown on the Jumbotron. In reality, she stayed for the whole game, probably wondering why there's a guy with a bad comb-over obsessing over her from his golf resort.
The Chiefs was Taylor Swift. She got booed out of the stadium. MAGA is very unforgiving. Well, she didn't get booed out of the stadium. Unlike you, she stayed for the whole game.
From Louisiana and other crops from other states, as well as part of that program. Now the short-term and long-term future of that program and those who benefit from it is now in limbo.
In Philadelphia, you have one of the greatest running backs, Saquon. You know, Saquon had an uncle who was a great fighter,
Now let's talk numbers. Trump's social media following compared to Taylor Swift's is like comparing a puddle to the Pacific Ocean. It's no wonder he's jealous. Poor Donnie, always the tweeter, never the followed. Maybe he should try writing some catchy pop tunes instead of unhinged social media posts. But here's the real kicker. While Trump's busy playing pop culture critic, he's conveniently ignoring some pretty big issues. You know, little things like rising prices and all those promises he didn't keep. It's like he's trying to distract us from his failures by waving a shiny Taylor Swift-shaped object in front of our faces. Nice try, Donnie.
You've caused a bird flu. Now, let's ask the $64 trillion question. Is this another COVID crisis to greet President Trump?
that a lot of farmers have relied on that and put some upfront costs expecting the reciprocation of the government funding under this act.
Community of Altadena, they lost 50% of the buildings in Altadena. The devastation is hard to even wrap your head around.
But we're not falling for it. All right, folks, let's crack open a new chapter in the Trump saga. While our favorite orange-tinted former president is busy clucking about pop stars, there's a real egg-emergency hatching right under our noses. Remember when you could buy a dozen eggs without having to sell your firstborn? Those were the days, huh? Well, hold on to your frying pans, because egg prices have gone through the coop. We're talking a kidney to make an omelet prices here. And where's Trump in all this? Probably trying to figure out how to tweet with his tiny hands covered in yolk. Let's scramble up some numbers, shall we?
And prices could go up somewhat short term, but prices will also go down. And I think the farmers are going to be helped by this very much.
There are serious unintended consequences, not just for USAID and the people that it helps, but also to America's farm economy and the economy right here in Texas.
Trump saw the Expendables 3 on his plane last night and is like, I need those guys to help.
Eggs hit a mind-boggling $8 wholesale for a dozen. That's a lot of clams for some unfertilized chicken babies. To put it in perspective, that's like paying for a small country every time you want to make a quiche. At this rate, the Easter Bunny might have to start hiding avocados instead. But hey, don't worry. Trump promised us lower grocery prices, right? Instead, we got eggflation. It's like he put Humpty Dumpty in charge of the economy. All the president's men couldn't put affordable breakfast together again. I bet old MacDonald is rolling in his grave. And what's Trump's response to this crisis? Crickets. Or should I say chickens? He's too busy tweeting about Taylor Swift to notice that Americans are struggling to afford their morning scramble. Talk about having egg on your face, Donnie. It's like we're living in some bizarro world where eggs are worth their weight in gold, and the former president is more concerned with pop star conspiracy theories than the fact that people can't afford to make a basic omelet.
Time to storm NFL headquarters, I guess. The Democrats rigged it again. Trump was at the game. He got a big thrill because some of the crowd booed Taylor Swift.
I mean, who would have thought that a thrice married billionaire who's been sued more times than he's had affairs wouldn't hold up his part of the deal?
Alleging unspecified corruption at USAID and calling to close it down. He added more during comments at the White House today.
I mean, come on. When did breakfast become a luxury item? Are we going to need a payment plan for pancakes next? But wait, there's more. While Trump's busy playing pop culture critic and ignoring the egg-pocalypse, he's also conveniently forgetting all those other promises he made. You know, little things like making America great again, bringing back jobs, and building that wall, which, let's face it, would have been cheaper to build out of eggs at this point. So, while Grumpy Trumpy is busy tweeting about pop stars and imaginary booze, the real news is happening right under our noses. Or should I say, in our fridges. Folks, it's time to crack open the truth about what's really scrambling our lives.
The tomato prices are going up because of the potential for Mexican tariffs.
Is only looking at Trump, yet Joe Biden took massive amounts more documents. Those people in North Carolina, those are incredible people. Those are incredible patriots. You want freedom, take pride in your country.
While Donnie Diapers is obsessing over Taylor Swift's Instagram followers, most of us are just trying to figure out how to afford breakfast. Here's a wild idea. Maybe instead of refreshing Trump's social media feed, we should be refreshing our understanding of the economy. You know, the thing that actually affects our daily lives. Because let's face it, Trump's tweets won't pay for your groceries. Next time the orange turd goes on a Twitter rampage, remember, the real story isn't in his 280-character rants, it's in the rising prices at your local supermarket. Now that's something worth getting excited about.